Good morning. Sorry, I've done so many takes of this video. Yeah. I hope you're having a great day and a great morning. Just so much gratitude to you today for watching this. If I could give anything to you today, it would be the courage to take the tiniest, babyest next steps in your dream. Okay? So say you have a thing you're really into and you're not taking any action on it. I want you to think, what's the smallest way this thing would show up today? So whenever you're stuck and you're thinking about what you want to get unstuck, one of the greatest tips, there's a book called Tiny Habits about this exact thing, is to think down to the something so small that it literally makes you laugh. It's that ridiculous, and that's the one you need to do. Many, many times for me, it's finding a phone number, putting that phone number someplace that I won't forget when I have time to make a phone call. So I literally put it on a list called phone. So when I'm in the car, I make a phone call, right? But I will often not be able to do that if I don't have the phone number handy. So it's actually the phone number that I need to find. So it's like sometimes when my software is being clunky, it's like fix your password to get into that software. Make it tiny. Make it laughable, make it within 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And that tiny, tiny tip will, I don't even need to tell you this, but I want to remind you how powerful it is. So take something on your list today that feels super like, I just am so annoyed I'm not starting. How do you make it so tiny it's ridiculous? The other two things I would just give tips about around making change in our life and getting the clarity we need is that sometimes you need to get a new skill. So sometimes you actually don't have the skills to do the thing you're trying to do. And sometimes you don't have the time to do that. So maybe you have to find someone with that skill. Or do you have to invest some time in learning? How long is that learning curve? Can you clarify that right now? This is the skill I need to do this thing that I'm trying to do. Another might be, what's the support you need? Is there a conversation you need to have with someone that's going to make the pressure feel better? Do you need to talk to your spouse about how much something means to you? I used to have years of the way I would communicate was through anger because I wasn't actually saying I need help. I don't know what was going on there, if I was too prideful or there was shame or I was embarrassed that it wasn't coming easy to me, So sometimes we just need some help. And I think a lot of times, if we don't know any of those things, we just need a minute to get clarity so that we can make a decision about what we need on our dreams. So as I'm moving forward today, I say all this, there are days that are very hard for me. Don't get me wrong. It ain't always roses, but I would say that these days, since committing to since doing Dream Big last year, the clarity of the preciousness of taking time to have a sacred pause and to understand this is what I need right now is the absolute thing I need to then take the action in the location. And sometimes it's not coming easy. Sometimes that clarity, these patterns and the circular, it's deep, but I couldn't be more grateful for what's about to happen with the Clarity Retreat this weekend. Being in a place right now where I ran 7 retreats last year, I got much of it off the ground. The content was a lot of friends, so thank you, friends. But it was still a ton of work to run those. I loved it, but it was a different way of me being in the world. Now, getting to go to the retreat and enjoy the content through the lens of brand new hosts and brand new leaders that are trying to express themselves in a world using themes of my art, but really those are themes of conscious evolution, right? I stole them right out of the whole world, saying, hey, this weekend we're studying clarity. It's about pulpy apple juice that settles down and things become clear. How often do we need that, right? We need to let something settle before it's clear. So that's when you have trust and grace in the process. Do your work and then surrender. Do, be, do, be, do. And then there's, the song, do, be, do. That's how you remember it. I stole that from Amit Gatswami, so I don't take any credit for it. But that's where retreats come in. They're a great place and a great way for us to settle. So I'm sending so much gratitude and love to everybody for watching this video, for supporting, for considering your own conscious evolution. The world really needs us, guys. This next beautiful generation is going to have it wicked hard if there's not some big adults just fighting to get consciously evolved to help support the real growth that needs to happen. Remember being young and having all the clarity in the world about what's broken above you and just being trapped in a system you can't do anything about? We need to be the place where that evolution gets to move faster. We can be the first spaces to see better equity and work toward solving the housing crisis and work toward a semblance of closing the poverty gap or getting rid of poverty. We can do these things. They just are huge. So, it's also being a kinder parent and being more present, understanding that whatever we can do to support healthy conscious evolution in our own children is going to serve them as they work in this world. And, we are organisms that need the other organisms. We're not independent. We are one. So that which is affecting the whole is affecting us. And therefore, when you think you have no agency or ambition to make changes in your own life, but in that so where I'm just leaning is in greater service to making greater change, it feels really, really difficult. So sending you the awareness that you are the captain of your own ship and that sometimes you might just need a little help in getting the mind and the body in a space that it can do this next work. And if you truly are in a space that you need to fully receive because you don't have, the number of scholarships I got when I was starting out, the amount of help I needed to get to it was unbelievable. But that capacity to receive that help is not always easy for everyone. So that was not for me. I had a lot of shame and guilt, and I was sort of a jerk about it all because receiving felt so difficult. So that's what my little blurb is up, the email. Let me know, how do you do with receiving? And do you have any awareness, learning, knowing that you could share in the comments that would help other people? I'm not saying I'm any kind of master at this. I just am pointing it out that one of my great gratitudes and awareness when I came into this next retreat for this week of this year is just that receiving even retreats used to be really hard for me. And now they're not. I am so grateful to my family and friends, and I just thank. It's real peace. It's real calm. So if even getting out the door or spending money on yourself feels incredibly difficult, that's a space you can actually consciously evolve in. That's what I just want to cheer you on. And these are very reasonably priced retreats. I will say they pay off by $1 billion because what you get is the capacity to serve at a larger level. And that usually comes with, you get a little more pay and things get a bit easier because you are able to speak up and lead, which is what the world needs. We need leaders, especially folks in the ground, in the trenches that have the clarity about what needs to consciously evolve, but to do it in a way that leadership can receive and change can be made. You got to be very conscious about that process for it to actually work and take hold and not give up, to have the fortitude and the flexibility to keep going. So sending you so much love today, sending you gratitude for being on this journey with me, praying and hoping that you'll consider saying yes to the next retreat, which is either tonight, you join us for Clarity in New Jersey in YMCA of the Pines in Medford at 4 p.m. as first yoga, or 6 p.m. dinner, or 8 p.m. as opening circle, or we'll see you at Frequency, which I believe is February 23rd to the 25th, and that's in Catskill Bay, New York at YMCA Camp Chinjacook. So consider saying yes. Thank you. Have a beautiful day.